Well, hello there. Jackie Holland here with Whosoever Will Outreach Ministries, a ministry to hurting people from the jailhouse to the penthouse. Pray you're doing well. Pray the Lord is blessing you real good. I know it's almost Christmas time, and I know you're out and about, and much is going on. I just praying for everybody's safety while they're doing all of their shopping and running around and with just the crazy traffic and people celebrating and some of them getting a little tipsy topsy turvy and they don't need to be behind the wheel, but they are, so you be careful out there. But if along with that, God's got everything in the palm of his hand. He's got the whole world. And a world, when we look at it and hear about it, you say, oh my goodness, it's in such a mess. It's always been in a mess, and it always will be in a mess, and it'll, I guess, become a bigger mess as time goes by, and the Lord will one day just settle the whole thing and say, okay, that's it, the time's up. So, I feel good about it. I'm excited about being alive. I'm excited about being alive. I really am. My son died in 3 months. It's a little over 3 months now. And so I feel like, I know he's with the Lord. So I feel totally good about that. And then when I start to rehearse something in my mind, because you may be going through stuff like that, you rehearse it in your mind and you're like thinking back, well, and I remember how sick he was and how much pain he was in, and how many things that he wanted to do in life, and so many plans that he wanted to do for his family and in the ministry. He said the Lord had called him, to be in ministry. He knew that anyway because he's been working with me for all these years and helping undergird me so I could continue and do what I do. So he did that for 10 years. But the Lord had been calling him. And so I'm like, you know what? He suffered and he's gone. But I'm here. And you're in the same boat, some of you. Something so beautiful happened to me the other day that it literally brought me to tears. I'm a member of Gateway South Lake Church over in Colleyville, Texas, but obviously I live in Sherman, so I can't attend and be going over there like I want to. I would love to, but I just can't do it. So I have to watch on TV, and that's okay. That's fine. I'm okay with that. And I know that I do ministry because I do outreach, at the prisons and various things. And we're having church. We're out in the church. We're out in the marketplace. And Whosoever Will Outreach Ministries is a church status. We're nonprofit. But the other day, after I had left the men at the prison, and as I drove away, and I remembered just reflecting back how for 11 weeks, really, the inmates ministered to me. They may have not been directly speaking into me, although some did, into my life. But for 2 hours, for 11 weeks, we met together and we talked about this battlefield in our mind. And we talked about the different trials and tests and tribulations and fears and things that pull you down and things that distract and things that hurt you and keep you from going forward. And let's face it, a lot of people are even afraid to get out of prison because they're so afraid that they'll get, they have this big sign on them and that everybody's going to put them down. And I can't believe it, but I guess that does happen sometimes, and that's a pathetic thing to do to another human being. You can't label people. None of us are good. We've all fallen short. We've all messed up big time from time to time, and so we all need to show some grace and mercy. But whenever on our last day, we just shared and talked, and I told them, how really they had been my support group. Really, I went there for a purpose to help them, and yet I was helped. Well, that's the way God does things. Whatever you do unto others, uh, you know, God will do for you. He's going to do. And if you, and you, the golden rule, as you would like someone to do for you, then do to them. Hey, how about that? What if they don't respond? Well, that's okay. They're not ready, or they may never be. But don't worry about it. You still do the right thing for the right reason. So just want to encourage you on that. But when we had a meal, and my precious friend Belinda had actually paid for the entire meal. So I went over to Crack and Oink, a barbecue place over in Sherman, and picked up enough food for 20 men. And there was probably about 15 there. And I can tell you, I mean, there was a lot of food. They ate everything. There was nothing left. And it made me so happy and made me feel so very good. And it's interesting because there's so many things in life that we think that's maybe not that big a deal. That was just one meal. They're going to get hungry again. We always do. We get hungry. We think, oh, I'll never eat again after that big meal. But then we're a couple of hours, and they're nibbling on something. That's just the way it works. But you know what? It was more to it than a meal. It was food for life. It was food for health, for our heart, food for our whole being, God is giving us the opportunity to eat from his table, to feast at the banquet table. One of these days, we're going to sit down with the Lord at the banquet table, and boy, what a table that's going to be. But it's all filled with all the believers, and it's going to be filled with food. Now, I don't know what kind of food. I don't know. I'm sure it's out of this world. That's all I can say. Because everything God does is out of this world. It's just out of this world. I just want to encourage you, though, to know that even when your world is falling apart, even when you've lost the dearest, your child, you've lost, he's gone, he went away. Oh, he's in heaven. Good, wonderful, praise God. But he's not here. I miss him. But I think I think I'll be okay with it. But even coming through the door, I'm accustomed to like not opening the door real quick because I don't want the dog to run out. But the dog died. His dog passed away a month after him, and she was sick and heartbroken, and it was just like, Lord, it's so amazing. But we're never alone. Did you know that? There's a little song that says, no, never alone. No, never alone. He promised never to leave us alone. I hear the lightning flashing. I heard the thunder roll. I felt sin's breakers dashing, trying to conquer my soul. But then I heard the voice of Jesus. He said, telling me still to fight on. He promised never to leave me alone. He's not going to leave you alone. So it hurts. We hurt. This is life. But God is our healer. We become broken, but he mends our broken hearts. He binds up those broken parts, and he makes even better. Because the reality of just this 3 months passing and knowing about my son, I'm thinking about all of the joys he must be experiencing in heaven. I just get happy about that. And so the pain is not nearly so great. No, I'm like, yeah, I miss him, but God left me here for a reason. And I know that I'm a soul winner. And I love to tell people about Jesus. I just do, if you'll listen. And I would like for you to tell your people that you meet, because that's the way we do it, one person at a time. That's called soul winning. That's called evangelism. It's called friendship evangelism. And I would just encourage you to share your faith, basically. You don't have to preach to anybody. Just share your faith. Just say, I don't know about anybody else, but I know this. Whew, I was lost. I was going down that sinking hill, sinking sand. And the Lord picked me up, and He set me up on the rock, because He is that blessed rock, that rock of ages. And He's watching over us. The Lord is watching over you. I pray that you have a Merry Christmas and these holidays, when God only knows what all is going on, and people fighting and wars and stuff going on. And you know what? God is bigger than that. He's bigger than this. He's bigger than our pain. He's bigger than our sorrow. Oh yeah. If you need to cry, cry. Cry, cry. If you want to scream, scream. I don't think it annoys the Lord. But there's no point of blaming God. The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. The main thing in life is to have peace with God. If you do not have peace with God, if you were to die today and you don't know where you'd go, you can make things right with God. And you say, well, how on earth can I do that? Well, it says, if you confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that God raised Jesus from the dead, you will be saved. Are you serious? Yes. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, and some people say, no, see there, you're making it too simple. Oh, really? That's called faith. That's called grace. We've all sinned and come short of the glory of God. There's none good, no, not one. So don't we need to be big givers, or memorize a lot of scriptures, or do a lot of great things to get God's attention? No. He actually, it appears from what I read in the Word, He loves an humble and broken and contrite heart. In other words, He loves it when we acknowledge, bow our heads to lower than raising up, but to get down and say, Lord, I need you. I need you. You can help me. I want you. Forgive my sins. Cleanse my heart. Write my name down in the book of life. Show me what I need to do next. If you've not been baptized, I would set that up with someplace, by somebody, a believer, and get baptized. Jesus was baptized. You know, you have to get saved first, but I would get baptized. Read your Bible. Gather around people who celebrate Jesus. Don't use His name in vain and cursing Him, but rather those who actually love Him. And there's a lot of radicals out there, but we're all radical for something. We're all a little fanatical and radical. Let's face it, that's just the way it is. But that made me so happy when I was thinking about the guys. And I was thinking there was 11 weeks, 2 hours a week, I would drive down there and meet with them. And that last day, I recalled a word one of the young men said to me. And I asked him to repeat it because I really didn't hear it real clearly. But he said something that blessed my heart. He said, Jackie, you're a vessel. You're God's vessel. You're a vessel. And the more you pour out, the more God is going to pour in. And you're not going to be empty. He's going to keep pouring in. And He's going to strengthen you so you can just pour out and Him pour in. Wow. Whoa. I wasn't hardly ready for that. But when I thought about it, it's like that was deep, and I knew He was prophesying to me without really making a big to-do out of it. He heard the Lord. Because I think that He will do that for you too. The more you pour out, the more He will pour in. Jesus, we love you and we thank you. We give you praise, glory, and honor. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have so many stories and things that I want to share, but you've got too much to do, and I don't want to bore you. But I thank you for your help and your time, and for anybody that helped with my son's funeral expenses through the GoFundMe page. I really appreciate that. Who was ready for that? Who was ready for death? There was no insurance. There was no monies set aside. Howard had been sick a long time, and we were very limited. But the Lord blessed us, and is taken care of. And He's in a good place, a wonderful place, the best place. I love you. And I pray that the Lord blesses you real good. And don't get mad this just comes to my mind, because this is just one of those little things that happen into my type of brain. I'm thinking about, okay, all of a sudden you got your little white elephant Christmas gatherings. You bring a gift, maybe worth about $10 or $15, whatever. Not too much, not too little. So you go and you search around, and you find something within that amount. It's real nice, maybe worth more than that. You got on sale. You're so happy. Then you open your little gift, and it's a pair of socks. Oh dear. Well, we can all use another pair of socks, can't we? So let's be happy. Let's be joyful. And again, I thank you so much for everything you've ever done for me. I need your continued help. I am in the hands of the Lord, but so are you. And we're in good hands. God bless you. Have a beautiful night.